Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Poter.
And I'm KarenLee Poter, the COVID kid.
The COVID queen. How you doing over there, mother?
Not very well. It's only for the sneaky freaks that I will come on board right now with the way how shitty I've been feeling lately.
My mother has finally got the COVID.
I succumbed.
And I haven't seen you in so long. I mean, how has it been being completely quarantined by yourself for what, 10 days now?
It's been hell. I'm not going to lie. It's
been hell. I could only imagine. You know, you talk so much. I don't know who can you possibly talk with if you're all by yourself like that.
What does that mean? I talk so much.
You talk nonstop all the time.
To who?
Anyone who's in your vicinity.
Oh, you're saying in general, how am I handling it, not being able to talk?
Exactly.
I talk.
You still talk on the phone?
Still talk on the phone. Yeah. Still
screaming through the walls to D's?
Basically, I'm like a lion pacing around a cage until the lion tamer, D's, my boyfriend, opens the door, throws food at me, and closes the door.
It's because D's is still free of it, right?
D's is free of it, and he also has a broken ankle.
Oh, God.
And we have boxes all over our apartment. Basically, it's a
You're
trifecta.
in a war zone over there, mother.
It's a trifecta of shit.
It's a shitstorm.
It's a shitstorm.
I'm grateful that you've given me the time and the sneaky freaks the time to talk about sex this week.
That's right.
Never
to COVID to talk about sex.
The show must go on, they say.
That's right.
Mother, I want to start the same way we always start, with a sneaky freak question of the week.
It's a lube it up question.
Now, the way that we got this question, by the way, is we asked you sneaky freaks, if you had a burning question to share with our listeners. And we had many, many awesome responses. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions to us. The one who won was Sneaky Freak Tony. However, we will be using other questions as well moving forward. This was Sneaky Freak Tony's question. Have you ever had your private parts accidentally exposed? Examples can include a wild wardrobe malfunction, a bathroom door not locking, an unfortunate swimming incident. Now, I love this question.
Why do you love it?
Well, first of all, have you ever had an experience where you accidentally exposed your private parts?
Yes, I have.
What went on there?
I can't remember. I have COVID brain.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I had something.
You had something?
Yeah, when I heard this question, I'm like, this is a perfect question because I had something.
And then?
I decided I would talk about, I think it wasn't actually me.
What? You were going to talk about someone else getting naked?
Your dad.
Oh, okay.
We were out in Lake Geneva, little resort town.
Okay.
We had a bunch of friends over. We were at his parents' little tiny cottage. His parents weren't there, thank God. And we were all, I know you're finding it hard to...
recently or what?
How could it be recently if your dad died over 16 years ago?
Well, give the context to the listeners, please. How old were you guys?
I was probably early 20s.
Okay.
He was early 20s.
Okay.
And we went up to this cottage.
Okay.
And we were, of course, doing quaaludes, as one does.
In his parents' house?
Yeah, it's a little tiny one-bedroom cottage.
Okay.
So I go with him, and we decide to make some pizzas. And I go with him into the kitchen, and we're totally out of our minds, wasted. And he decides to open the oven. But at the same time, he decided to goof around and whip out his dick at me.
What?
He decides to whip out his dick. I don't know why. And it accidentally hit onto the oven door because it was open. Yes. He burnt his dick.
He burned it?
He burned his dick.
Oh, my fucking God. Was he screaming?
He was screaming, and I was laughing.
Oh, my God.
I mean, come on. What's the likelihood that someone's going to whip out their dick at the same time the pizza door is open and burn it?
Was he also opening the pizza door?
He's the only one who opened the pizza door. He opened the pizza door.
He's opening the oven, and his dick was that big. His dingle dangle fucking just slapped it.
His dingle dangle hit the oven door and burnt it.
Jesus Christ.
It was funny, though.
Oh, my God.
I guess looking back, it's funny. Maybe at the time he didn't find it as funny as I thought it was funny.
That also doesn't sound like an accidental exposure. That was an intentional exposure, but an accidental burning.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Do you have an accidental exposure?
Yeah, and I think I've talked about it a bit on this podcast. It's not a full It wasn't my nether regions that were exposed.
Your nether regions?
Yeah, it wasn't my nether regions that were exposed, but, we attend a meditation class every Sunday, you and I.
Oh.
And it's a Zoom class with, 40 other people. And there was one time where the Zoom link, it was like a new setup, I guess. And when we clicked to log in, it automatically started showing video.
I hate when it does that.
I hate when it does it too, especially because on Sunday mornings when I participate in the Zoom, I'm usually only wearing boxers.
Okay.
Little tiny boxers. And that's exactly what was exposed to this whole
You and your
Zoom
boxers
audience.
were exposed?
My whole bare naked front, tits and all, exposed. And then also the box, yeah.
Your nether regions were safe, though.
The nether regions were safe. But, some people consider the titas a private part. So I think this kind of applies to the question. I don't have a phenomenal story. The Sneaky Freaks might have a phenomenal story. Should we engage with them?
I seem to feel like I must have a bunch of stories that I've now went into COVID brain mode, because that seems to be something that would happen to me all the time. I always get myself in bad positions.
Yeah. By the way, if this podcast is sounding strange to you, we're experimenting with a couple of things. Number one, we're experimenting with a very medically unbalanced mother.
Excuse me.
You literally described yourself as chemically unbalanced before this call.
But that I have COVID and chemical imbalance.
Okay, so we got a double wham, CNC. And we're also experiencing with a new audio setup. Obviously, we're remote because I don't want any illness that my mother has. And we're exploring new, microphones in preparation for this trip to South America.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we talk about what's been going on for the preparation of this trip.
Oh my fucking God. Okay, so let's talk about the Sneaky Freaks answers.
Okay.
We got a response from Tony D. Tony said, yes, when I was working at a plant one time, I was 17 years old, my zipper torn, and my cock was hanging out of my underwear. I didn't know until my boss mother couldn't keep her eyes off my cock. Then I knew I was sticking out. I guess she liked what she saw. Have a good week. She made me hard thinking about the way she was looking at it. I would have fucked her if she had asked. Thank you for that follow-up message, Tony.
Tony was the one who came up with the question and that answer?
I'm not sure if it was the same Tony, actually. It likely was, actually.
There are a lot of horny Tonys out there.
We do have two. They might be the same, but they are subscribed to by different numbers. So, who knows? By the way, if you want to participate in this list, we have a very fun text list. We give you one text a week. It's just the Sneaky Freak question of the week, and then you respond with your questions or your answers, and then we get to share them here. That number is 310-356-3920.
Woo, I remembered it.
The COVID brain is still kicking.
Still intact.
So Megan says, I still get embarrassed when I think of this story. About 12 years ago, I was visiting my friend at her place of business and went in the back room to use the restroom. The lock on the door didn't work very well, but all the workers were in the front, including her brother, heard me say, I am going to use the restroom, so I thought it would be fine. Well, I finished my business and realized I need to change my tampon. So I get a fresh one out and start to insert the tampon right as my friend's brother walks into the bathroom, hunched over, hand in vag. Worst part, he stopped for a second and made awkward eye contact before leaving.
Oh, my God.
Megan, that's a brutal one. I wasn't expecting. I thought some public nudity... Maybe, swimming, get the fucking...
was she in the male bathroom, or was she just like a unisex bathroom?
It's probably a unisex. It's just the back room bathroom at this work environment,
Do you know Cam, I don't know if I ever told you or the Sneaky Freaks this, that one evening I was out and I went to like 3 different restaurants and I walked into 3 different men's bathrooms.
No fucking way.
How is it possible?
Why?
I don't know, because I was wasted. Probably not on Quaaludes, because this was when I was much older.
This is not good, Mother.
I should not be allowed, after one drink, to experiment. Remember when I fell out of a U-Haul bathroom? Not a U-Haul bathroom.
A U-Haul? There was like a porta potty.
A porta potty. I fell down the stairs of the porta potty.
Your high ass fell the fuck off. Yes. I was sober, of course. You were fucked up and high. and you fell out of a fucking porta potty.
I have not been fucked up and high in a while, by the way, just so
I'm
you
so
know.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I miss those fucked up and wild days.
You're chemically imbalanced enough. You should be feeling high anyway.